Today our ship pulled into Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic. This was a substitute stop from Samana, which unfortunately got canceled. So stay tuned if you're coming here and haven't been here before, because this is a port you need to do completely differently than any other cruise port. We learned some things the hard way today, and we definitely want to make sure that you know what you're in for if you're coming here, so stay tuned.
Welcome to World Wanderers.
We're Alicia and Will.
Come wander the world with us.
Hello, we are coming to you from Amber Cove on our Virgin voyage, and this was a last minute swap. So we wanted to talk about some lessons learned, and in case you've never been here like we haven't before, some things you absolutely need to know to not have a bad day here.
Yeah, today's a good example of why we don't book cruises based solely on the ports, because you never know when that port's going to change.
Right. About 2 weeks before our cruise, we got a notification saying that our stop in Samana, Dominican Republic, which we were really excited for, because they had whale watching there that we had planned to do. Well, we got a notification that that port was canceled. They shifted our itinerary around, swapped some days, and replaced it with Amber Cove, Dominican Republic.
Well, they said we were going to Puerto Plata, right? And then I had to get online because there was our little Facebook group wasn't sure if it was Puerto Plata or Amber Cove. And I looked at the port schedules and found that we were pulling into Amber Cove, even though our ship itinerary still said Puerto Plata.
Right. Even as of today, they say we are pulling into Puerto Plata, but that's actually about 20, 30 minutes away, I think, from Amber Cove. So had we booked a tour privately like we normally do via Viator or whatever, we would have had them pick us up at the wrong port, because when we looked out the window today, we saw for sure, okay, we're actually in Amber Cove. So not the end of the world. Things get changed all the time. We're happy to be on any cruise, and we're still having a wonderful time.
Sure.
But that being said, this port is one we wouldn't come back to unless we booked an excursion ahead of time through the ship, because normally we walk off the ship and we try to choose a local tour operator, or, normally for about half the price of the shore excursion.
We'll check out the town, or we'll go down to the beach and I'll get in the water. I like to explore and walk around and look at things.
Right. So, but normally you can always walk off the ship and, there's people selling tours right there. But today, I'll show a video, but all of those stands are closed. So I don't know if it's because we're a Virgin ship pulling in here when normally there's Carnival ships coming here, but there were no options. The only option would have been to get in a taxi, which you said was about $40.
$40 each way to get to downtown or any of the beaches or anything like that.
Right. And you couldn't just walk to a beach. It was about, you said, a mile walk.
Yeah, you're literally walled in here in Amber Cove. There's no exit except for the main exit. There's no beach to go to. It's just like the pool and stuff like that. And if you want to walk out, it's about a mile to get to the main road. And then, miles either direction to get to anything like a beach or another spot you can go to.
Right. So if you're coming here and you find out in advance like we did, either book an excursion through the ship, find out exactly if the ship is coming to Amber Cove and book your own Viator or, third-party booking that picks you up from here. Or what they do have here that's a free option, that's a really nice backup plan, though, is they have a really nice resort-style pool.
And a lazy river and a swim-up bar.
It has a lazy river in it. It has a swim-up bar. Basically, you're paying for all this stuff. So it kind of feels like being on a cruise ship's private island, but everything's a la carte. So if you want a drink, that's going to be $20 or whatever. Or, they have kind of like tourist trappy food, hot dogs, that kind of stuff. They do have a splash pad for kids, which is nice, and it's free as well. And at least for us being here today on a smaller ship, they had tons of seating, which was free, that you could just get a lounger in, in the shade or in the sun to tan, whatever you prefer. And then if you wanted to do an add-on, they do have water slides and zip lines here, which was an additional cost. So it's not like it's the worst. If you want to get off the ship, there is something to do for free, but that one thing to do is going to be basically sit by the pool and eat or drink. Or, of course, they have your duty-free shops everywhere.
Yeah, great place to lounge in the sun and float around the pool. And if you want to, buy drinks and up at the swim bar, great place for that. But if you like to walk around and explore and look at things, you either need to book an excursion or be ready to pay for a cab to go downtown or wherever you want to go.
Right. And for us, back home, I think it's about 40 degrees right now. So sitting here in the 80-degree sun, we are not complaining. Things could be definitely worse. But just knowing what we know now, next time we're going to book a waterfall tour through the ship to go see some of the things that are around the Dominican Republic, because this is a beautiful country. We've stayed here for a week at a resort before. We've stopped here as well on other cruises, and it's a great place. This is just kind of it feels kind of like Disney World, not cultural kind of thing. So anyway, hope this helped. We are totally enjoying our cruise in general, though, and we're going to San Juan tomorrow and then the beach club at Bimini later in the week. So we will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and safe travels.